Hi guys, Larry for Kilo, and today we're talking about magnesium. So here we go. Magnesium, it's one of the most important minerals that you'll find in your diet and in the body. And what they've found is that it's actually involved in about 1,000 different processes in the body. They used to think it was around 300, but that was back in the 80s. Now they've found so many more things that it's doing in the body. So I'm often asked, what does magnesium do? I generally look at it kind of from the opposite direction, meaning what happens if I'm low in magnesium. And being low in magnesium has become more and more common for two main reasons. Our dietary choices, so we're choosing foods that aren't high in magnesium, but then even when we're choosing foods that are supposed to have good amounts of magnesium, maybe leafy greens and nuts and seeds and things like that, the way those things are farmed, they still don't have as much magnesium as they used to. So put those two together and we're finding that 60 to 70% of people are actually low in magnesium. And the RDA for magnesium is around 400 milligrams, 420. And even with that amount, people are still low. So I find that supplementing with magnesium for a lot of people is really, really important. And we always want to get a type of magnesium that's absorbable. When we have minerals that we're trying to absorb, what's most important is often what that magnesium is bound with, what the mineral is bound to. So in this case with magnesium, we're talking about a magnesium lysinate glycinate. Really long words that just mean magnesium is bound with a couple amino acids. When you bind it to amino acids, these are called amino acid chelates, those are really, really well absorbed. They're absorbed like proteins, rather than what you might find in some cheaper products like a magnesium oxide. Typically not very well absorbed and even cause some GI distress when you take that kind. So we prefer something like an amino acid chelate that is way better for the absorption. When we are low in magnesium, how do we manifest that? For a lot of people, it might not be something they feel. It might be something like high insulin, difficult to manage insulin. They might notice more inflammation, so a little bit more pains because magnesium is involved in the inflammatory processes. People often find they have headaches due to low magnesium. In addition, magnesium is an interesting one because they've found that when you're low in magnesium, your stress response is higher. So what that means is when you're under stress, and I've talked to people all around the world and ask them, do you live a stressful lifestyle? And I always get the same answer, yes. So we all have stressful lifestyles, but it's our stress response in the body that's really important. So what they found is when people are low in magnesium and subject them to the same stressors, they have a higher stress response when they're low in magnesium than when they have enough magnesium. So we want to make sure for that reason, especially, they're getting plenty of magnesium. One of the interesting things I've found with magnesium is I've been to many seminars and I've often heard it said that magnesium helps you sleep, which people have converted into magnesium will make me sleepy, and that's not how it works. What we're understanding with magnesium is that part of getting a good night's sleep is having ample amounts of magnesium. So when it's in your diet, when it's in your supplement, when you're taking it all day, when it's time to go to bed and you do fall asleep, magnesium helps you get a better night's sleep rather than the opposite, where if I take magnesium, it makes me sleepy. That's not how it works. But the body knows what to do with magnesium during the day, and then when it's nighttime, it knows what to do with magnesium at nighttime. So when we're talking magnesium, we want to make sure it's absorbable and we're getting enough every single day.